Ladies and gents, greetings. Welcome to Firstlight Cloud Xchange, your cloud solutions center. As many of you already know, that as a broker, we represent many different carriers, 400 different carriers to be precise. Today, we are particularly excited about inviting Dialpad into our studio and discussing unified communications. When it comes to unified communications, we do work with all the top carriers. However, Dialpad is a provider that is, in our humble opinion, the most advanced service provider out there today. We're excited to invite Mr. Mike White and Mr. John Danchak to discuss Dialpad. Gentlemen, welcome. Great to see you.
Thanks, Taz. Appreciate it.
So would you please, before we dive deeper, discuss who is Dialpad? Give us a little bit of a background to our viewers that are not familiar with Dialpad.
Sure. Dialpad is an AI-forward communications-enabled platform. So everything from a basic phone call all the way through routing text messages through a contact center, Dialpad is going to encompass that for your customers. So a truly unified communications platform for internal collaboration as well as external communication.
That's great. So since we're discussing at the top, let's also touch on what is unified communication as a service. So unified communication as a service basically combines all forms of communication, such as phone call, video, SMS, MMS, text message, document content sharing, all on one platform on multiple devices.
That's correct, Taz. And the one thing that's quite unique about Dialpad and the forward thinking from our humble Google Voice past, when the seed was planted, and now we have grown into a global company for over a decade now, providing full unified communication services, which include, as you already mentioned, SMS, calling center, contact center services, all embedded and powered by our AI, our artificial intelligence, underneath one company silo, making us quite unique to the industry.
That is unique. 2 points there. You mentioned Google. So it's safe to assume, or maybe it's a fact, that the Dialpad founders came from Google. Is that right?
Yes, Dialpad founders left Google to create a business version of Google Voice,
right,
if you will, right? Google Voice at the time was very consumer-based, so they wanted to create a platform that businesses could rely on, right? So reliability, scalability, ease of use are things that they wanted to focus on. And over the years of improvement, we have now come to Dialpad that you can have everything all in a single place, whether it be your mobile device or your desktop.
And it's all organically developed. You're not reselling someone else. You're not reselling a BroadSoft switch for phone service, Amazon Chime for video, and something else for something else, right? It's correct. All your own proprietary platform that you developed, you manage, and you deliver.
That's right.
100% software as a service.
Software as a service. That's a perfect segue for me to discuss how we see as a consultant that Dialpad is heavily software dependent, software driven rather than hardware dependent. Is that a correct assessment?
That's a great point as well, Taz. The forward-thinking founders of Dialpad, as Mike had already alluded to, they have been able to provide services through your tablet, your iPhone, any type of phone that you have, your desktop, your laptop, all under one platform, one silo, one cloud. And many of our services and our solutions are not even providing hardly any equipment at all anymore moving forward.
Well, just to be clear, you can still have that desk phone. You can still have everything that is up there, right? As well as your smart device. But let's call a spade. Not a lot of people are excited about picking up that phone today, particularly the younger generation, the younger workforce. They prefer laptop, tablet, smartphone, desktop, because it's so much easier. You know, you have your emails there, you have all the work that you're doing, all the documents on one screen, and the phone, the Dialpad pops up. You make a phone call. You can turn that to a video call on demand. You and I were probably having a phone call, and now we need to discuss something in more detail. We can turn that into a video call, and actually we can start sharing on that document that we need to work on.
Absolutely.
Great point, Faz.
And if you think about those younger people, right? You walk around the city, you see everybody's got their earbud in already, right? So they're already connected to the device. They're using the device for all the things that they want to do. And now Dialpad and the simplicity and the ease of use come into play So just as when that person downloads an application for their personal use, it's easy for them to understand. When they download Dialpad, it's very intuitive. Our CEO wants to make it a simply beautiful and easy to use application, regardless of the platform that you use it on, so that you can work from any place that you would like.
And I think it's safe to say that when you start using the desk phone, and I'm not trying to discourage anyone from using the desk phone. You guys do offer desk phones. We have them. We can give it to you. Not a problem. However, if you continue to use the desk phone primarily, you're limiting yourself from all these other advantages that you're talking about. Mobility, work from anywhere, work on any device. It's a much better experience if you use your smart devices.
Correct. Yeah, for me, I'm probably one of the only solutions consultants that does not have any phones at my home. I don't do any of the testing with them. I am all software all the time, right? So when I'm on a call or in a meeting, I can watch the transcription of the conversation go. So if I get distracted, like I might hear, and look out the window, I can look at my transcripts to see what was going on in the call to catch myself back up. And you can have that going in the background, even if you have a desk phone. However, if you're on a desk phone, you're usually not positioned properly to take advantage of it. So I'm always staring at my screen, and that makes it a very easy to use application.
Ditto for our office. We have desk phones. We have the most advanced desk phone on all our desks. I don't think I have picked up a desk phone in the last 7 or 8 months. None of my team members prefer a desk phone. We have a headset that is tethered to the desktop, laptop, and we use the same Dialpad application for everything.
Yeah, I like to frequently tell customers, start off without it. If someone comes to you and they want one, then get it. But why buy 100 that no one uses when you can buy 2 that people really demand?
Exactly.
It's a great cost savings.
And this is where Dialpad is a leader. While all the other UC providers are still resisting going fully soft-based, Dialpad is actually pushing the software platform over hardware. Face it, today or tomorrow, that hardware will become obsolete, right? I know a lot of people will hate me for...
On the walls and has-been tags. Dialpad has embraced this, for over a decade now. And so now the industry is catching up to where, we were trying to leave that seed that was planted and blooming as we speak.
And this is perfect. Well, particularly in the post-COVID world, when 50% of the workforce is still working from home, we have seen that some of our customers demanded to send them a phone at home. Somehow, when you plug in the phone to the home internet, it behaves a little bit differently than the smart device, the laptop or the desktop that the soft phone is installed on. There's significantly better call quality on the soft device or on the smart device versus the desk phone. If you're on a shared network, if the kids are playing video games, somebody's watching a lot of Netflix, there are call quality issues which don't seem to be present on the smart device.
Absolutely. And if you kind of think about when you went home, not everybody has a home office.
Yeah.
Like, what if you're working from the kitchen table or you're working from the kitchen island?
Yeah.
Where you plug that phone in at?
Exactly.
Whereas if I've got my laptop, my tablet, and my mobile device, I roam throughout my home. Or, as many people did, maybe they're roaming throughout Costa Rica because they decided to become a nomad during those times. We don't care. If you have an internet connection, we're going to provide you a great service throughout the globe.
All right, I think everybody's excited about not having phones anymore, so let's move on. Let's talk about something more important and more exciting stuff like artificial intelligence. Your platform actually is built by AI, and it has AI integration in every aspect of your service, right?
Yes.
Please, let's discuss that.
We have an AI engine that powers everything throughout our platform. We like to say that you can put voice in, messages in, calls, whatever you want to call it, meetings, and it processes through the AI engine, and you get information out the other side. This could be topics of conversations. It could be action items from conversations, a complete transcript of said conversation. And for our contact center platform, it could be sentiment analysis as well as a CSAT score, all processed through the AI engine.
Let's break that down.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see if I can simplify this conversation, this picture that you painted, a broad picture. So let's start at the top. When you're having a conversation, it's a regular phone call or a video meeting, right? Every participant, whatever they're saying, all that conversation is captured in real time.
Correct.
In real time, somebody mentions something important, like you tell me your phone number or you give me your email address, right? I don't have to scribble that down. No. The AI is capturing that information. And if I tell you, Mike, I'm going to send you a document tomorrow at 2:00, expect that contract by 2:00, that AI will give me a reminder that I owe you a contract at 2:00 tomorrow.
Yeah. So let's circle back around to all those moments that you mentioned, right? So if you're having a conversation with someone and someone gives you their phone number or their email address, there's an inherent expectation that you're going to do something with that information.
Right.
So we capture that and we highlight it within the conversation as being what we call a moment. But at that time, you've got these moments that you said you're going to do something with. But when you say action verbs, I will or we will and things along those lines, we capture those as to-dos or action items. And the best part about that is captured post-call. I can pinpoint exactly in the call where it was at. But in addition to the next day, I can come in and run a report for follow-ups. And it's going to pull out all of those action items from the 25 different phone calls I had the previous day. So now I've got reminders for everything that I need to do across my day.
And
I told you it was going to be the most exciting episode, right? Proof is in the pudding. Go ahead. Sorry, John.
Well, for me personally, it has made life a lot easier. I don't have to sit there with a scratch pad writing down questions, addresses, locations, dates. It's all there in front of me, especially me working with many partners of your nature that go through the discovery process. If I can see that, I don't have to remember anything or make sure that I jotted it down correctly. It's always a follow-up for me to make my life much easier.
So you're not providing just a service. You're actually bringing intelligence and assistance to that service. There are other carriers out there. We all know them, right? Mm-hmm. They're providing a great service. It is a great, reliable service, no doubt. But what you're adding and differentiating yourself from the rest of the wolf pack is adding that virtual intelligence and artificial intelligence and the assistance.
It changes the behavior of meetings as well. If I know I'm capturing that information because I'm having a conversation with a prospect or a client, I don't have to worry about, I gotta jot that down, I gotta jot that, because I can go back, I have a reference, so I can have a much easier one-on-one conversation with you and dissect information and make sure I can extrapolate what you have afterwards that I might have missed during that conversation. Because as you know, you have a conversation, you don't retain everything. But guess what? With the magic of the AI, you do.
Yeah. This also plugs all the gaps. No one can say that, oh, I didn't know that, I didn't hear that, I wasn't aware of that. It plugs all those gaps. Let me ask you this. It's an important question. I'm sure a lot of people are already thinking about it. Is this an extra cost? Is this an extra feature? Or is it?
No, it's baked in. It's a part of the Dialpad platform. Truly, the way my team and some of us look at this, right, is Dialpad is now moving on from being a communications platform to an intelligence platform.
Yeah.
We're going to give you the communications as a way to allow you to communicate, but all of the data gathering. For so many years, we have had to record conversations, listen to those conversations.
And pay added cost for that.
Right. And think about it, a 14-minute conversation that there was 30 seconds of value. You had to listen to the entire 14 minutes. Now we're going to give you the ability to data mine all that information, to bring all what was previously dark data to life. And in that conversation that you just had, your customer is telling you 100% everything you need to know, but we're going to let the AI highlight it for you.
So let's take a practical use of that scenario. Let's say you're a contact center agent dealing with an agitated customer.
Yes.
That's been going on for 34 minutes. At one point, the customer dropped the F-bomb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, that would raise a lot of internal red flags. But if somebody wanted to look into that matter, they can just start at that point. The AI would start the conversation from that point, and the person would know exactly what happened.
Yeah, so during that conversation, right, we're going to be transcribing that call for that agent throughout the conversation. And we even have the concept of what we call real-time assist. Mm-hmm. So as things are going on in the conversation, we're going to pop up helpful hints for the agent. However, once that customer has become now enraged or frustrated, it is going to actually be one of our Dialbot notifications. It's going to flag back to the supervisor that, hey, Mike might need some help in this conversation. So now as a supervisor, I can come and click and I can see what's going on. And I can see, oh, this customer is extremely frustrated. And you know what? I don't want my agents to be spoken to that way. Let me barge into this conversation. I'll tell Mike to go take 5 minutes, get his mental health back together. And now as a supervisor, I was able to take over that conversation because the supervisor shouldn't be forced to listen to that, but no one should be berated during the conversation.
Absolutely. And that's a great tool. Since we are discussing that, let's differentiate between the services. One is unified communications, which is your basic phone service.
Correct.
Another one is contact center as a service, or CCaaS.
Yes.
The agent supervisor roles you are describing, they more apply to the contact center, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you think back to the talking capabilities or the unified communications, we're still going to transcribe all of that stuff. We're going to give you those email addresses because you need stuff to do with that, right? However, in the contact center space, where it's a many to one, like you had a lot of people calling into a small group, we want to make you more efficient in that, right? So last year, Dialpad surveyed over 1,000 of his clients that were using our contact center platform. And of those that had the AI turned on, the agents were twice as efficient. And they had a faster speed to answer, and their calls were shorter.
Yeah.
So think about the call.
If you have real-time coaching, right? That's right, real-time coaching.
And we're going to log all of that information to your CRM as well, right? So you want some notes in the CRM, we're just going to put them over there for you.
So it integrates with all the leading...
Yeah, so think Salesforce, HubSpot, Zendesk, Zoho, ServiceNow, all of the main users that you would think of.
What about Teams? There's a ton of customers out there that are using Teams.
Well, Microsoft is a behemoth, right? So
yeah.
we integrate with Microsoft in many different ways, right? So we have our calendaring for setting up meetings. You have presence integration. And as for Teams specifically, we have 2 ways that we can power Teams for your voice communication. Direct routing, which all of the Teams calls will just ride over the Dialpad platform, but we'll still give you your transcription if you would like. And we have what we call our license-free routing. So not every customer has what Microsoft calls their PBX license.
Right.
And we will enable them by using a Dialpad application inside of Teams to be able to communicate via Teams, but without having to pay those additional fees.
Oh, so Teams usually charges, I believe it's $8 per license per month, per user per month, for PBX functionality. Right. You will be able to absorb that cost?
Yeah, you don't even need it, by the way, that our application is set up. So that's gone. So now E1, E3, you can simply have voice.
Fantastic.
Via Dialpad, and you'll get the Dialpad SLA versus the standard Teams SLA.
What's the Dialpad SLA?
The Dialpad SLA is up to 100% for our enterprise contract customers.
Fantastic. And some of you already know, we covered it in another episode, that Teams does not offer 5.9 guarantee. So that's a big differentiator. You can still stay in the Teams environment while using Dialpad for phone service, leveraging all that intelligence, artificial intelligence, and capture 100% of your business.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right. Anything else on contact center?
Well, I will say we are a full omni-channel contact center.
Omni-channel, yes. Let's talk about that real quick.
So you can think, most people think of a call center as, inbound calls, things along those lines. But now we've become a society of texters, right? In the US, I think we send something like 8.5 million text messages per day. So if you're not communicating with your customers via text message, you're missing the boat. Also, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, things along those lines, as well as web chat. So we'll pull all that stuff together into that single pane of glass that we talked about. And if you would like, on all of those channels, we can put our virtual agent in front of those. So if that virtual agent can answer the questions before it goes to a live agent, then we will surface that answer back to the customer. Customer's happy, they go away, they think you're the best thing ever. But if you need a person, we make it very easy to get to a person. And here's what I like about this. According to Gartner, a voice call into a contact center loaded is about $8 per interaction.
Right.
A chat is about $2.50 per interaction. Something that we automate using the virtual agent is about 10 cents.
10 cents.
Per interaction.
Big difference in cost. Bottom line.
So if you start moving some of those things, and oh, by the way, if you're in the IVR and the IVR says, hey, would you like to move this
to a live agent?
Even to a text message.
Oh.
Right. So now you get all those 800 number charges off the books, and now you're texting with the agent. Most of us would love to be texting versus waiting on hold.
Yeah.
So we offer all of those things in that single pane of glass with the AI tracking everything on your behalf.
That is really very, very advanced. We're really happy to be a partner of yours and bring this set of products to the marketplace where customer can take advantage of every form of communication captured, backed up by AI. It's just really awesome.
Yes.
Okay, omnichannel we covered. Last thing we want to discuss, a little bit of a shameful plug again. Shameless plug, I apologize. Firstlight Cloud Xchange as a partner. Customers can go out there and procure Dialpad on their own, but what is the value proposition that Firstlight brings, first of all, to the customer and to Dialpad as a partner? Why is it in the customers and Dialpad's best interest to engage Firstlight Cloud Xchange?
I think for me, being more on the sales end, Taz, it is the interpersonal relationships that a company, a First Cloud, provides to the client, a concierge service, so to speak, so that you have an idea what the issues are before you ever even engage us to try to develop whether it's a solution or a resolution to a problem. So this gives them another embedded person, an additional neck to choke to make sure that issues get resolved quickly and or we are providing the correct solution to begin with.
Yeah. Some of you already have some services from us and you're familiar with how we provide white glove service. We are your first point of contact. First of all, when you purchase Dialpad services from us, our team comes out, installs the system, programs it, trains your staff, and then we become your first point of contact for all things technical, billing, etc. Like John mentioned, that it doesn't even have to go to Dialpad's customer care. We can fix that issue in-house. What that translates to is a resolution of a problem in a much less time period, which eliminates frustration on your end. You're a happy customer. You stay with Dialpad longer. And for Dialpad, because that customer is a happy customer, they also stay with, you have a long-term business. So we urge you to give us a call. We will do right by you. We will get Dialpad. We'll get the best possible pricing. We'll come out, we'll install, and we'll take care of you. Gentlemen, anything else?
Thank you for your time, Taz. We appreciate you inviting us here today.
Thank you very much. And for more information on Dialpad, please click on the link in the description below. Thank you very much.